All right, everyone, welcome back to Closing Bell on Cheddar. FlipaClip just wrapped up the Animate Unravel contest, which invited users to submit music video creations made on the Animation app. Join us now to break it all down is Jonathan Messon. He's the CEO of FlipaClip, as well as Mr. Michael Patterson, the animation designer and associate professor over at the University of Southern California. Gentlemen, wonderful to have you both join us today.
Thank you for having us.
So let's start right there with the contest and how it's impacted your overall brand. Jonathan, let's start with you.
Yeah, so I mean, the contest has brought our community together to animate this amazing song by Tell Our Lover, and it has sparked a creativity that a lot of our users didn't know they had, and it was an amazing experience for them.
Yeah. And as the designer here, the lead designer, what was it like for you?
I actually didn't. He's the lead designer of the software.
Yes.
I'm an animation director, and I've done a lot of music videos, some of which you may have heard from the 80s and 90s, and it was judging this contest.
Yes.
And in the current climate right now, music and animation is exploding, and this software is allowing people everywhere in the world to create animation, and this contest was animation music.
So let me ask about the specifics of this contest. Are you giving people a music, like a song, and people are animating the whole thing on their own? How does this whole work, and what's the contest element to it?
So essentially, we provided them with a song where it's available on the app, and they could animate it and participate that way through the app. We've connected with a band, Tell Our Lover, and with them we did this contest together.
Nice.
And Michael, I think you're selling yourself short here because you are the animation guy behind the very famous Aha music video, Take On Me.
I knew it.
So I think that you just sort of subtly said, you know, I've done some music videos in
Casually.
the 80s. That's super casual. I mean, tell us about the evolution of where you kind of started back then in that kind of style to where it is now, where animation stands.
Well, it was the kind of thing where if you love animation, you just have to do it. And back then, MTV exploded, and we had an opportunity to work on this video. And I was drawing in this loose style, and it had a lot of energy. And somebody saw it, and they said, "Okay, I want you to do a music video." And fast forward, and what we see now is that animation has really expanded into like a household word. I mean, you're conversant in animation terms now, as when back then no one was really.
But I love the simplicity of, you know, obviously your music video back in the 80s, but also of this just, you know, kind of simple graphic aesthetic here, whereas I feel like sometimes, especially with VR now, everything seems to be super saturated, overly contrasted, and just extra, like all the time. So talk to us about where the styles are kind of shifting, if we'll ever return to a point where we have something a little bit simpler like this.
Well, I think this is really perfect. FlipaClip, what they're doing is they brought the handmade into a digital environment, and we're seeing people can be beginners or start out just wanting to animate, and it's actually very easy. It's a beautiful software, and I could make this video, make the Take On Me video using FlipaClip. Seriously,
yeah.
It totally does that, and you know, you have to use your hands and really draw, you know. So I think there is an attachment to things that are handmade in our digital world.
Sure.
So I think what it does, it kind of brings it together. Yeah, you know.
So how did the relationship start, Michael? Did you just see this and say that's basically the proper iteration of what I've been doing for decades, or?
Well, I mean, we essentially were in love with his work, and we're like, we have to ask and see if he would join us as a judge. And we just asked, you know, and he agreed to be part of it. So that was amazing.
It's the kind of thing where I think people love looking at artwork that moves, and people love music. And I think it's their natural pairing of animation and music. And I teach graduate students at University of Southern California, USC. And we work in something we call visual music. And this music videos, there's a reason why MTV was so successful and profitable, is because it's fantastic content.
Let's talk about specific niche markets you're going after. When I think animation, I don't associate it with any one particular age demographic or anything like that, particular identity. So is there a specific market that you're kind of placing your overall bet on in terms of where this could go?
Well, I mean, right now we're targeting everyone. That's our concept, making animation entry easy for anyone to get to, and to not be complicated, like some other softwares, which it's a little scary, jumping into that. But with this, we open everyone's mind and think, oh, I can do animation too. Right. And not everybody can be an animator, but with this app, it makes it a lot easier to be an animator, so.
And on that point too, what would you have done differently back then had you had access to this technology? And how are you teaching the students now differently than maybe in the past? Because they have all of these new tools. We talked a lot about the Microsoft Surface earlier. They're all about the digital pen now. So has your job been kind of created, has your job gotten more difficult rather with all of these new creations that have come out?
The only thing you have to do is you have to be open to the future. And you have to be able to learn, right? So I found that by making my community involve the new artists, I automatically learn the new stuff. So the aesthetic keeps going. It's like it can be very classic. Like we could see that some of the animations that we saw for the contest were amazingly, like, really beautifully classic, really well drawn. But you can also take it in a much more high-tech or much more innovative, really edgy, innovative way too, But do I think the tools make it easier? Yes.
Right.
Do I think it makes it more fun? Yes, it's faster because the animation takes a long time. And it also lets you change stuff. You can instantly change.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, in the old days, it was hard to do all that stuff. So now I would never trade out my new tools for the old.
Never?
Really?
I was going to say, is there some value lost in the way that you used to do it decades ago as a true originalist of the medium?
I mean, I do like paper,
sure,
but I think the new tools are approximating the look. Because really, that's what we see, right? Mm-hmm. The look is getting there. Look is really getting really, really close. We do a lot of digital stuff now.
That's awesome.
But we use hand techniques.
What can you tell us about the future of the contest or other things that you guys are working on in the space?
So the contest was a great success for us. I mean, we've seen a lot of growth in our user base, and also for the band, it was amazing because from one day into another, they grew tons of followers and fans, and it was just a couple months that it took for that. Now they had 300,000 video plays of their song, and that's huge, in just a couple months. So when the contest ended, everyone is asking us, hey, it was an amazing contest. Are you guys going to do another one? We're excited to hear more. And, well, in June, everyone is going to hear what we have planned.
How much of an impact did the contest have in the user base and the growth of your app, because you have the ability to get a lot of people from all over the world kind of participating who may not have known about it before, you're getting them to test it out, and they probably stay on the app right after they submit their submissions.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, during the contest, we saw a huge spike in engagement. Everybody's every day animating. It's not like it takes you a couple hours to animate something. It could take you, hours, and for this contest, it could take you days and months to get something perfect that you feel like it's the best. And, that's how it got better.
Yeah, the other thing, too, that was interesting about this is the song was really good. And when you work with something that's inspiring, I think it's the hook that gets people really into doing it. It's like, no, I love this. I want to do this video. And I think that's one of the things that really kicked this forward is the Tell Her I Love Her song.
Yeah.
It's very good.
How did you choose it?
Well, the band approached us because they saw a user base that we had and how we were growing. And they thought, what a better way to connect, the creativity, art, and music, and be clever about the marketing for a new band, It's nowadays you have to get very creative on how you're going to market yourself as an indie band, and this was the perfect platform to do that.
So they asked you, you said yes, and then you asked Michael, and he said yes. So that's a real takeaway here.
That's right.
I love it when new ideas are coming forward. People are pushing the medium.
Yeah.
And I have to say that, in all honesty, as a professional, when I use this app, it mirrors like very high-level professional tools. However, it has the intuitiveness of of just a device that anybody could use. So it's very elegant like that, which is, I think it's easy to use. I mean, you don't have to be a professional animator to use it.
Okay, good, because I can only draw stick figures, so I'm super excited to try it. I think I'm going to try it after the show.
Do it.
Yes, Jonathan and Michael, thank you guys so much for joining us today
on
Cheddar.
Congratulations,
CEO of FlipaClip and animation designer.